Hi everyone, my name's Peter Doman. I am the Director and CEO of Vancouver SEO Company. Thank you very much for your time that you're investing with us on our Q&A Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that's just popped up recently. There's been a couple of emails that have come in from it. And what we're going to be talking about is why it is and how it is that the latest Google update sort of called the Phantom Update, how it is that it's got started and what its intention is. We've seen a couple of our friends' websites who have got it set up on different platforms, and what we're seeing is there's a drop in the search engine results that they're actually getting. This is probably, upon looking at the sites, due to a content issue, and what we've seen so far is that the content issue, it's not really being very fair in relation to how it is that it's distinguishing between good original content and stuff that's just thinly veiled. It looks like it's just dropping an axe on quite a lot of sites. So what that means is that basically we've got an issue where previous sites, which have been page one, spot one, like our friends, are now being subjected to either a bit of a punishment, pushed down through to page 2 is what I've seen, but in others results I've seen also the site itself's been pushed down to page 4. So what this means for us is that we've now got to go through and have a look at what it is that's actually causing this and why it is that Google want to go through and push through some form of thin content algorithm update. So what we found based on our friends' results is that the site itself, like, was a very popular site, had lots of traffic. The site itself is over 5 years old, so it's been around for quite some time, and it survived all the other penalties. It never ever had a problem. And what we're thinking is that because it ranked so high but didn't have a great deal of content on there, what we're thinking is that it actually has been sucked up into basically it's been put into a category, and possibly, or a better word might be, it's been put into a box, and it's been allowed to fit inside of the criteria that Google were looking for. So it might be, for example, look, you've got a certain amount of words on a website, you might have like 200 or 250 words on the site page, and what we think it might be is the parameters might be, look, the less content, or if there's too many images on there, or how is it people can gather the information, given that 60% of the people on the walking the face of the earth are actually visual learners. So what we've seen is that it's it seems to be very, very ruthless in what it is that it's actually doing, and the ability for businesses to actually then work their way back from this is probably going to take a little bit of time. In our friends' instance, what we're seeing is that, okay, the initial onset, they're not too happy with what is that's happened, but the strategies have now been put in place, so they're going to go back to the basics, make sure they go through and get the website done out correctly, make sure that it's actually relevant content, it's doing what it needs to be doing, which is informing the consumer of what it is that they are going to be experiencing when they actually come into this particular business. And then what we're going to see too is there's going to be an increase in how it is that the site images are looked after, and also how it is that the blog is then looked after as well. So what we saw in the analysis of the site was that the blog itself had two postings in over a year. So that's not really a great deal, not a great deal of activity. But also that the site itself, like I said, it did have a lot of traffic. It's one of the best businesses for that niche in what it is that it does in that city. And this is the sort of thing which, it can cause a bit of a slowdown. They will have their regular clients, and most certainly they're going to go ahead and attack their database. And they have other avenues, of course, of making sure that the short term doesn't give massive consequence. But it's the inconvenience of not being that page one, spot one position, which they've had for so many years. The ability to make sure that they can then start getting strategies to get back on board to where they were is obviously the paramount thing of what they want to be doing. And so in this situation, like I said, they're going to go through and beef up the content of the actual pages itself, not only the home page, but all the other subsequent pages throughout the site. And then they're going to go through and make sure that obviously there's no dangerous links or anything like that, and make sure that everything is as it should be. What we're going to see probably moving forward is probably a 2 to 3 month maybe hiatus away from the actual page one, spot one. There's been a lot of shuffling around because of newer sites, which are newer companies which have got newer sites which have got less penalties. So there's a bit of a cork in the ocean scenario at the moment. But yeah, depending on where it is that they actually fit into in the final wash up, it might be a situation that on page 2 for a while. We'll keep an eye on it and just see what happens. So hopefully, look, this is going to go through and help some people out if they've seen anything on the Phantom upgrade. Google have actually said nothing about it. They haven't acknowledged anything, although there's been a couple of murmurings that it had been released. But they have said, look, there's been nothing in relation to Penguin or Panda. And so what we're expecting to see now basically is the update will keep rolling out. And ultimately, I believe we're going to see something that's going to be probably maybe it might be the beginning of what we're going to roll out, being an online full-time algorithm update. So something just consistently upgrading. Don't really know, but what we'll do is we'll wait and see. But in the meantime, look, please make sure that your websites are updated so there's content on there going consistently, whether it be a new image or whether it be something, a new blog or whatever the case may be. And make sure you keep chipping away at what it is that you're doing. Make sure you're consistent in how it is that you approach it. And this consistency will ultimately give you the end result, which is what you want. So your website won't be affected by, excuse me, your website won't be affected by updates because you're putting the fresh content on there. It won't be affected by any other types of updates because at the end of the day, it's your content that you're putting up there. So as long as you don't go through and bombard it and do silly things and put way too many specific SEO keywords per page and like that, and just keep consistently plugging through and doing what you do best, then you'll get a reasonably good result. And it's just a matter of time and patience and just keep chipping forward. So that being said, what we'll do is we're going to leave you for this Q&A Monday. I thank you very much for taking the time to actually invest and watch with us and listen to what it is that we have to say about the Phantom update. And look, if you've got any questions, you can always reach out and contact us. Now our email address is frontdesk@vancouver-SEO-company.com. Also, you can contact us on our office number, which is +1 778 938 8712. Or you can go through to the website and you can always go through and actually have a look at there's a form on there which you can contact us as well. The website is www.vancouver-SEO-company.com. Look, if you do have any questions, well, please do feel free to reach out and contact us. I'm more than happy to help you out. But for now, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.